Will I be single in my 20s? Am I okay with being single in my 20s? These are just some of the questions that I've been asking myself lately. But before I dive into an answer, let me tell you all a little story. So recently, I went out to a speed dating event. I was just trying to put myself out there because I knew sitting in my room and feeling sorry for myself wasn't really going to solve anything. One of the girls at the speed dating event, we actually hit it off. We matched after the event and we scheduled our first date. And things went great. We went mini golfing, we got some food, we really got to know each other. It honestly felt like this was a great change from my recent dating experiences. I was beyond ecstatic to go on a second date with her. I had planned to take her to a nice area, but Mother Nature was not on my side, so we decided to go to Dave & Buster's. I thought, play some nice games, eat some nice food, and just go and have a fun time. We get there, and the date starts off great. We caught up on life, I was making her laugh. It seemed like the night was going to truly be one to remember. But once we started playing games, I started to feel weird. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the way that she walked and the way that she looked throughout the night, she seemed like she was just dragging herself through it. I mean, don't get me wrong, she would laugh and smile here and there, but it felt like she was faking her way through the night. We eventually left, and all these thoughts were racing through my head. I called my family, and they told me maybe she was just nervous, or you guys are young, like young people are weird, just giving me every validating excuse in the book. But I knew in my heart that this probably would end soon. But I also thought maybe there's some validity to what my family is saying. So I essentially decided to throw a Hail Mary. I had planned out a really nice restaurant we were going to go to. I was going to buy her flowers and pretty much tell her that I wanted to continue dating with the intention of us being serious. I texted her in the morning and I asked her if she would be open to dressing up for a really nice dinner date. And I get a text back saying that she didn't feel like there was chemistry. I drove home and I went to talk with my mom, and she tried to comfort me and told me that I'll eventually find someone and all that sappy stuff. But I was pissed. I didn't want to hear that right now. It's so frustrating when everyone around you tells you you're such a great guy and you have all of these great qualities, but the results just aren't showing. So I just went in my room and stared at the ceiling. And luckily, a flip switched in my mind. I eventually was just like, you know what, who cares? I could look back on the night and strategically try to tell myself what I could have done better to ensure that she didn't feel like there was no chemistry. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired of blaming myself. There is nothing I could have done that would have made me and her work out. If she didn't feel like there was chemistry, I can't fault myself for her not feeling chemistry with me just being myself. I stopped looking at the situation as a failure and I looked at it as a win. I put myself out there and got to go on 2 dates. If she was the right person, then if she felt off about the night, she would have brought it up because she would have cared to figure out what was going on. But she didn't, and she's not entitled to care. Now that I'm out of that situation, how do I feel? Honestly, I'm exhausted with dating. It takes up so much money and effort. And I'm not saying that I'm entitled for someone to love me, but at the same time, it doesn't make it not feel like it's a waste of time. And I'm not into sleeping around, so it just feels like I'm trying to find a needle in a haystack. Trying to find someone who wants to date seriously in the plethora of people who just want to go and fuck around. And it's fine, everyone's entitled to do what they want to do, but that's not what I want to do. I acknowledge that I'm not going to find the person that I'm looking for sitting in my room and feeling sorry for myself, but I also acknowledge that dating sucks. So where does that leave me now? I'm honestly starting to accept the reality that I'm probably going to be single for the near future. And it's scary to think about. I know I shouldn't compare myself to other people, but it's hard not to when I am constantly being fed from my family or even society as a whole that I should have someone with me, but I don't. I feel sometimes like no matter what I do or no matter what I accomplish outside of dating in my life, the fact that I am not either sleeping around with a bunch of women or I don't have a consistent girlfriend, that there is something wrong with me. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of feeling like that. I'm tired of having to answer why I don't have a girlfriend. I'm tired of having to answer why I am not trying to go and impregnate every Instagram model across the country. I have so many other things that I want to do with my life. Why does it matter if I have a girlfriend? At the end of the day, I'm happy with who I am, single or not. Am I sad that I probably am going to be single for the near future? Yes, but I would rather be single than sacrifice my morals and values to fit into some societal standard of what I should be. That just feels very nice to say. I know a lot of people out there are struggling with these same feelings, going through life, having fun, accomplishing your goals, but just because you don't have a partner next to you, you are constantly questioned as if there's something wrong with you. We all want to find someone who makes us feel like all of this patience and all of these standards were worthwhile in the end. But finding that person isn't as simple as just swiping right on a dating app or approaching someone in public. That may get you in the door, but in order to find someone who truly loves you for you have to love yourself. I hate to throw out some stereotypical message, but unfortunately it's true. When you don't love yourself, you either put yourself in situations for your insecurities to be exploited, or you project those insecurities onto the other person. The best relationships that I have seen in my life are people who are constantly in the pursuit of self-fulfillment, but luckily they found someone who can help them along the way. And as much as I hate that that is the reality, I know that it will help me in the long run. It will put me in a position to have standards for those who come into my life and to not ignore red flags. It will allow me to find someone who genuinely just wants to be with me. And that's all I really want.